I will separate this practice into small segments so that you can pick and choose according to the amount of time that you have. There will be a little bit of asana, there will be a little bit of shavasana, and there will be a little bit of meditation as well. But to begin, we're just going to connect in a way that allows you to experience Vata dosha more balanced. And to do that, I'm going to ask you to grab a tennis ball if you have one. And if you don't, it's okay. You can use your own hands. We have this little gadget here, so go ahead and stand up. And this is my sweetheart, for those of you who don't know, Denis. And he will be assisting us, demonstrating the practices. We got this little funny gadget here in place of the tennis ball. And I'd have you stand maybe right over here so we make sure that we catch you on camera. And just before you start with the ball, just stand in Tadasana, in your mountain pose, and become aware of your connection to the earth through your feet, because your feet are the ones right now as you stand closest to the earth. So let me go ahead and not block you here. So standing in Tadasana, just go ahead and close your eyes for a moment and notice that connection. However much or little that connection is there for you, just observe. That which is underneath your base, in this case, the feet, supporting you, holding you. And now go ahead and take your right foot under the gadget. It could be the edges of this, or it could be the center. The center is a little bit rougher. Maybe the edges will feel a little better. And just roll about. And if, for those of you who are without a ball or without a little toy, you can just kind of take your fingers, nestle them through your toes, and begin to massage your foot. Take your thumb across the sole of the foot as you find places that are a little bit more interesting there, a little bit more knotted up. Just bring some love into that area. You know, where there is contraction, there's void of prana, void of life force. So we want to open up those contractions so that they can too receive the prana, the life force. So you're just massaging. How are you doing over there with that? It's good? If it feels like too much pressure, lighten up the weight that you're putting onto the ball or the toy. But you want to feel the sensation underneath your foot. Yeah, nice. And then go ahead and stand in Tadasana. Maybe close your eyes again. And I will do the same. Notice the effects of this tiny little bit of time that you spent with that right foot, bringing awareness to that right foot. Notice if that foot is now more closely connected to the ground. How's that for you? You feel it? You feel more connection on that right foot? Are you just saying that? You do. Good. So you should feel closer to the ground. And then go ahead and switch sides. So rolling, and of course, no expectations. The second side may be quite different. So again, massaging the foot if that's what you have there. And what I'd like to just spend a little moment here while you're rolling about, and when you feel you've had about the same amount of time, then you can go ahead and stop and come back to Tadasana. Okay? And that goes for you, of course. So the Vata dosha, and the reason why we're doing this this little practice with the feet is that Vata is really the air and the ether element. Her temperament is the wind that allows the Vata to move about, to play all these different roles in the most seamless kind of way. This ability that the Vata has to see a problem and think outside the box and recognize a quick, smooth solution to that problem, to see things from a broader perspective. This is all when the air and the ether elements are balanced. The Vata tendency, that temperament, that wind that likes to sometimes blow and then continue to spread, right? That's its nature, is the wind to continue to spread, needs to have an opposing force to balance it out, so that it doesn't dry out, so that it doesn't become anxious, worried, overwhelmed. And the way to do that is with the earth element. Therefore, this little exercise with our feet. A simple little tool that you can spend maybe 5 minutes or so to connect more to the earth, so that the Vata can come back to her, um, to, to, to where she thrives the most. Being creative, free, but yet contained. The more contained, the more solid, the more safe a Vata feels, the more she can express herself freely, without fear, without anxiety, without nervousness of the mind, without being too forgetful. So how does that feel now? Both feet standing in Tadasana in comparison to before. Balanced. And a Vata balanced is really a gift to the world. A Vata, when balanced, brings her or his enthusiasm into anything and all things, and infuses it with prana, with life force. So those 5 little minutes to ground your feet into the earth, to support the well-being, the balance of Vata dosha, which, by the way, we all have. Some of us are more prone to Vata, depending on our constitution, of course. But we all have Vata in us, so we all have this capacity of freedom, of lightness, of creativity. So let's enjoy that, and let's use the opposing element, the earth, to create that balance. Namaste. And please join us on the next video, where we'll do a little bit of a asana routine for Vata dosha. Ready? Okay.